Open your eye droid.
Oh, Snake, du siehst fertig aus. Ah, diverse Kassetten. Missionsbesprechung. Der brennende Mann.
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Afghanistan heute. Sowjetische Invasion Afghanistans.
Christmas Eve, 1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant, only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam.
Okay.
The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their ocean. But this has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of. Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation. And the cycle of vengeance goes on.
Ja, also nichts weltbewegend Wichtiges jetzt. Missionsbesprechung. Nachwirkung von Snakes Koma. Was vor 9 Jahren in der Karibik geschah.
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The mother base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did.
Ja, so langsam müsste eigentlich der Hubschrauber doch mal landen, oder nicht? Huch. Mission anzeigen annehmen.
Please select a mission.
I've taken the job offers Diamond Dogs has received and made a list of those I want you to consider. Which ones you accept is your call.
Na, da hätten
The
wir ja lange
objectives of the
warten
missions
können.
I've added are prisoner rescue, facility sabotage, and high-value target elimination. Probably all a walk in the park for you, but they should help you get back on your feet. I put the mission details on a cassette tape. Refer to it if you decide to accept the mission. We'll receive GMP for completing missions, and extracting soldiers and prisoners will boost our ranks. Building up Mother Base is the first step to achieving our goal. If that means wet work, so be it. We're gonna have to get our hands
Mission
dirty.
accepted.
I hope you're rested up, because we're not stopping. Not until the pain is gone.
Heading to
The future of
Afghanistan.
Diamond Dogs is in your hands. We're counting on you, boss.
Gut. Genug Kassetten gehört und Informationen erhalten. Jetzt werden wir mal einfach den Auftrag hier annehmen. Ah ja, Ausrüstung kann man auch noch editieren. Ja, ich denke mal, wir bleiben bei der. War zwar jetzt vom Schal nicht so wirklich das Gelbe vom Ei. Da bleiben wir auch mal bei der Waffe. Gegenstände, genau, die Pappbox auf jeden Fall. Könnte witzig werden. Werkzeuge. Okay, das ist Standard, was er dabei hat. Begleiter. Hm. Was es hier alles jetzt gibt. Uniform, Tigerstreifen. Ja, nee. Ja, da haben wir ja noch nicht ganz so viel. Aktuelle Zeit nehmen wir einfach mal.
Deploying.
Es sind viele Optionen, die möglich sind. Aber vieles haben wir, denke ich, auch einfach noch gar nicht freigeschaltet. Da brauchen wir wohl die Baupläne. Episode 3, der Weg des Helden.
Your target is a Spetsnaz detachment commander. Your orders are to take him out. With skills like his, it'd be a shame to waste him. But I'll leave the method up to you. Boss, make your way to Dishago Calais and eliminate the target.
Okay. Unser Feuergefährt ist auch da.
We can use compounds from plants to make medicine or poison for use in new weapons and equipment. Take a look at the plants list on your iDroid to see which ones we need. Then go find them if you get the chance. It'll keep the staff happy too.
Extraction arrived at... You have arrived at your destination.
Afghanistan, Norden von Kabul, Dorf Shago. Scharfschützengewehr
You've
werden.
arrived at the objective. Your target should be somewhere in that outpost. And don't forget, he has a Spetsnaz recon detail with him. Keep your guard up.
Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed.
Is that him?
Marker
Take a good
placed.
look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
Marker placed. Marker placed.
So, noch irgendwelche Wachen hier übersehen? Oh ja, da oben.
Marker placed. Marker removed.
Da oben ist auch noch einer. Ach, du ahnst es nicht.
Marker placed.
Those materials have already been processed. It may not be much, but we can use them straight away if you bring them back to base.
Ich würde sagen, auf jeden Fall als erstes die ganzen Wachposten.
Marker placed.
Da kommt noch einer. Na, hoffentlich sieht er uns nicht. Na, nicht totstellen. Ach, hier vorne wäre auch eine Leiter gewesen. Hm. Nicht ganz optimal.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Komm, sag gute Nacht. So, schnell nach oben schicken die beiden.
You have arrived at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
So, das sind denn schon mal 3
He's coming
weniger.
too. Roger that.
Ein bisschen riskant, aber naja. Was soll's. Komm, gute Nacht. Was? Na toll. Sandsturm?
So if sandstorms come in. Sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf. But that goes for the enemy too. Use the situation to your advantage. So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
Extraction failed.
Ach, der Sandsturm. Fehlgeschlagen, ja. Ein bisschen viel Betäubungsmunition verbraten. Ah, nein! Der Schalldämpfer ist ja abgenutzt. Oh Mann. Ich würde mal sagen, der ist tot.
Потерял визуальный контакт. Перемещаюсь к последней известной позиции. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи.
Komm, den hauen wir jetzt um.
Extraction failed.
Oh oh. Nein! Eine Dreck. Piep.
Потерял визуальный контакт. Перемещаюсь к последней известной позиции. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Будьте очень внимательны.
Target confirmed dead. Your objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land. Don't hang around. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Wenn wir wenn wir das Ziel schon nicht wenigstens lebend an Bord kriegen, dann wenigstens ein paar andere noch.
He's coming too. Roger that.
So, noch in die Plünder.